Welcome to Chiles and Smoke. I'm Brad Prose, and today I smoked this brisket right here indoors. I tried out the GE Profile Smart Indoor Smoker to see how brisket would turn out. And let me tell you, it looks freaking good. Now I know you have a lot of questions. Does it taste smoky? Does it have a good bark? Is it tender? You have to watch and find out. Come on, you want a bite. So let's start off with the brisket. This one's about 5.5 pounds. I figure for people that would be cooking in an apartment or indoors, they're gonna be cooking smaller briskets just like this. Pat it down just a little bit. So this one's an interesting cut. A lot of fat on the bottom here. The point is probably right here. So this would be the flat muscle. So you got a combination of the two. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this top section here and use this for grinding because I just don't think this is gonna smoke all that evenly. Now I'm going to cut off some of this fat here as well. All right, so I got this pretty well cleaned up. There's still some fat. This is really nicely marbled, so let's go ahead and get this seasoned. I'm going to go ahead and coat this with the Canyon crust on all sides generously. I do not typically use binders for brisket. It's just my preference. There we go. So Canyon crust is my beef seasoning. This is gonna give you a great bark. It's got the base of salt, pepper, garlic. It's got some ancho chilies, some Korean chili flakes, some celery seed, a few other little good things. Try it. Okay, so first, let's load it up with pellets. I got 2 cups. Close that up. Right, we'll slide the water tray in here. All right, so we're gonna do brisket mode, and then, okay, it's at 250. Most people will cook at 225, but I always smoke mine at 250. And then probe target, I'm actually gonna set it down to about 165, which is about the time that I would wrap. I don't have the probe in there yet. Let's go ahead and start. There we go. Add water, add pellets, preheating. Okay, we're good. All right, the smoker's preheated. I've got the brisket on this rack. Let's get it in there. Okay, let's slide it in the middle rack. Get the temperature probe plugged in. All right, and press to confirm. There we go. The preheating took about 15 minutes, and at this point, I'm waiting until that 165 mark, which is around when the meat will plateau. So I'll see you in a few hours. All right, so quick update. The brisket's been sitting around at 160, 161 for like 30 minutes. So I think we hit that stall a little early. I hit the clear smoke button. That way that filtration system inside the GE smoker sucks it all up and gets rid of it. So when I open the door, it doesn't smoke me out. Give me a minute and I'll pull it out. All right, here we go. Wow, that's looking pretty good. Let's get this pan in here and pull it out. Honestly, this looks really good. I love that the bark is set like this. This looks really nice and smoky. Now I know that it won't necessarily have a smoke ring like a traditional brisket just because the wood is not, you know, the fuel source. But man, I mean, honestly, this looks great so far. Remember, this is a little guy. It's 5.5 pounds. So you know, this is great for the average person that would be cooking in their apartment, doesn't have a full smoker, and it's just nice to kind of use this as a test base. So let's wrap it. That's what I would normally do. So I'm gonna fold it this way, and I have a little bit of melted beef fat. Here we go. Okay, here. So this is same side up. Let me get this back on the grate. Okay. Perfect. I'm going to stick the probe in the same spot, right in the thickest part. Okay. Let's get this back in the same rack here. Tuck the cord back. All right. Okay, so what I did is I just changed the temperature of this smoker to 275. I cranked it up. Now that it's wrapped, it's really not taking on that much more smoke. And I put the probe target at 200. I'm actually gonna start probing and checking how tender it is around that time. So can't always go by temperature, gotta go by feel. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so we're at the finish line. Right now it's showing 197. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hit the, okay, good, I hit it. The smoke clear button. That way, again, open up the door, doesn't smoke out the house. We'll just leave it off. It's not like the brisket is taking on any more smoke. In a minute, we'll probe it and see if it's ready. All right, so the probe has very little resistance, almost as if you're sliding it into a jar of peanut butter, which is how it should feel, and we're good to go. All right, let's have it hold at 140, and there we go. If you don't rest your brisket, it's going to suck. Guaranteed. This 5.5 pound brisket took about 7.5 hours. I'm gonna rest it for about 2 hours. It's a little guy. Then we'll slice into it and see what happens. All right, it's been a little over 2 hours. Let's eat some meat. All right, we got the baby brisket out. Let's check this out. I'm excited to see how this turned out, especially since it's been resting for a bit. I know it's a little baby guy, but I'm excited here. Woo, look at that bark. Look at that bark. That is sick. For a little guy, that's pretty dang good. All right, well, let's slice into it. See what we can do. Looks good, looks good. Ooh, that looks juicy. Let's take a look, see if we can maybe pass the bend test here. Do a pencil thick slice. Look at that. That looks pretty good. I know there's no smoke ring, but I mean, that looks like an awesome piece of brisket. All right, guys, this really looks amazing. And no, I'm not gonna squeeze the meat. All right, so just from the looks, it's got a really great crispy bark, even though I wrapped it. Thank you, Canyon Crust. So I'm really happy with that. It's super tender. I could have even rested it much longer. So this is a flat. I'm just gonna go ahead, take a bite. It pulls apart nice. So it's got a good flavor. I will say it's not quite as smoky as I had hoped for, and that's just because I'm used to something different. It still does have a lot of smoke flavor. I am really happy with it. To be honest with you, this exceeded my expectations for the indoor smoker. As I eat into the fat, I can tell that the fat actually absorbed more of the smoke. So that's good to know. I wonder how the smoker's gonna do with like other lean cuts, such as like a chuck roast or even like a reverse seared filet or something like that. Hope you guys like this video. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.